Sonic's Green Hills Adventures Season 3 Chapter 12. She's back. Shadow's point of view.
I woke up the next morning feeling refreshed. As I was walking to the kitchen, I felt something was a bit off. So I went to check on Sonic. When I entered his room, he was still asleep and Marina was sleeping in his embrace. It just goes to show how close they became as a couple. I hated to do this, but it was time to wake them up. And I was wondering why they were sleeping together like this. Hey Sonic, Marina, it's time to wake up, I said gently as I shook Sonic a little to wake him up.
Sonic's point of view.
When I opened my eyes, I saw Shell looking down at us. It wasn't too long before Marina woke up as well. "Oh, good morning, Shadow," I said happily as I sat up and stretched a little. Then I looked over to Marina, "And good morning to you too, my love," I said right before kissing her lovingly. Then we both got out of the bed.
"Well, I'll see you two at breakfast. I have to go get ready for the day,"
Marina said happily as she left the room. Then Shadow gave me a strange look as I put my shoes on. Shell, what's up with your face?" I asked once I was done.
Oh, sorry, Sonic. I'm just curious on how you and Marina ended up sleeping in the same bed last night.
Shadow replied reassuringly and I immediately blushed. "Oh, that, right? Well, I had an intense nightmare last night. It was a different kind of intense from the ones I got during the possession virus incident. Marina came to comfort me. I didn't want to sleep alone because it left me pretty shaken up. I explained seriously as my ears drooped as my memories of my nightmare came floating back into my mind.
Shadow's point of view.
When I saw his ears droop, as he told me that he had a nightmare, my brotherly instincts kicked into high gear and I hugged him immediately. Oh, Sonic, please tell me what happened in that nightmare. I practically begged of him as I continued to hug him. That's when I felt him beginning to sob into my chest. Sure, it's going to be alright, but please tell me, I said as I rocked him back and forth to calm him down. Thankfully, he stopped sobbing and looked at me with fearful eyes.
"Not yet, Shadow. I want us to be with Silver and our new friends when I explain it. Something tells me it's important that they know about this too."
Sonic replied seriously as we ended the long hug. "Okay, Sonic, let's give Luz a call then. After breakfast, of course," I said sweetly as I started to leave the room.
"I'll meet you there. I have to sketch what I saw in the dream. It might be important that I do,"
Sonic said as took out his sketch supplies. "Alright, Sonic, good thinking," I said as I gave him a thumbs up and left for breakfast.
Louis' point of view.
I was about to leave my house when my phone rang. I saw that the caller ID was Sonic. "Hey Sonic, what's up?" I asked as I answered.
"We need to have a meeting as soon as possible. I have something to tell all of you. It might be more important than I first thought."
Sonic explained frantically, which meant something definitely spooked him. "Alright, that won't be a problem actually. We were already planning to go there now. So meet us at the moon pool," I said reassuringly.
"Really? That's great. We'll see you there, bye,"
Sonic said happily right before we hung up. I then ran down to the docks and took my motorboat and headed to Mako.
Sonic's point of view.
I just hung up my phone with a relieved smile on my muzzle. "Well guys, come on, we have to get to Mako as soon as possible. We wouldn't want to keep them waiting, would we?" I said excitedly as I headed towards the door.
Alright then, I'll race you guys,
Silver said as he used his psychokinesis to fly since he can go at high speeds that way. "May I, Melody?" I asked Marina as I bowed before her like a true gentleman. This action caused her to giggle.
"You made your kind, sir."
Marina replied playfully as she allowed me to pick her up rattle style. When we arrived at the secluded part of the beach, Silver won. "Well, you're really amazing at this, little bro," I said as I set Marina down.
Thanks, Sonic. Well, come on, we better get to Mako. I bet the others are already there,
Silver said, and we nodded in agreement and dived into the water. Then we swam at top speed to Mako, and Silver was right. "Hey guys," I said as I got out the moon pool to dry myself off so I could take out the sketch of the woman from my nightmare.
Hi Sonic, Shadow, Silver and Marina. So, what did you need to tell us?
Emma asked curiously. Then I took a deep breath. "I had a nightmare last night, and me and Marina were caught in a net and taken to some sort of scientific lab by this woman," I replied as I showed them the sketch. "To already know about the Mecha Mermaid thing before catching us," I added very seriously as I saw that they had horrified looks on their faces. "Are you guys okay?" I asked nervously as I got back into the water.
I'm afraid not. We do know her. It's us she was referring to in your nightmare. She trapped us here a few years ago and kidnapped Lewis's leverage against us. So it's a good thing you told us.
Rick replied seriously. This surprised me. This woman took such lengths to get these girls.
What's her name?
Shadow asked seriously as I could see his protective brother instinct visibly in his body language.
Dr. Linda Denman. She's a marine biologist and an expert on cell mutation. Thanks to a lunar eclipse, we fooled her into thinking we lost our powers. But in reality, it only lasts 12 hours.
Cleo added confidently.
Shadow's point of view.
I couldn't believe it. They have a history with a girl who is a possible threat to the four of us.
Well, girls, let's head back. After all, it's almost lunchtime.
Marina said to lift the mood. Thankfully for Sonic, it worked. I could see the answers to his nightmare shook him up. Then we left to the secluded beach.
Dr. Denman's point of view.
I had finally arrived and got myself settled in a hotel room. Now to find these furry creatures. I told myself as I left the hotel. I decided to check the Ricky's Cafe first, which is where they were sighted. As I was on my way there, I called some old colleagues that used to work with me before Lewis happened. They were more than happy to help. So I planned to meet them at the cafe.
Sonic's point of view.
Me and the gang had just finished drying off. Well, thanks for helping us get some answers. In fact, let's go grab a smoothie. And honestly, I think we could all use one now. I suggested hopefully as we started walking towards the cafe.
Definitely, Sonic, race you.
Silver said as he took off using his psychokinesis. Oh, you're so unlittle, bro. I said competitively and ran after him. This time I won. Great race, Silver. I said once we arrived at the cafe's entrance. Then Shadow Murder appeared next to us. No, wait, Shadow, let me guess. Chaos Control? I asked casually and entered the cafe.
Yep, how else was Marini going to get here at the same time as you two?
Shadow replied matter-of-factly.
Sonic, I don't mean to freak you out, but that wasn't just a nightmare. She's here.
Silver said as he pointed to a woman drinking a smoothie at one of the tables. Silver was right, it was Dr. Denman.